All right, hello from Indy. I haven't done a video in quite a while, so I thought I would just do something today. And of course, the weather's beautiful now, finally. It's just been miserable here in Indiana. Been horrible in my garage. But so this has been my project here. Been working on these valve covers. These were black wrinkle finish, and they were in really bad shape. So I just got all that stuff stripped off and redid them. And I made my own baffles inside, got those in. And, it's all a matter of taste, but I'm happy with them. They're not perfect. They're street car quality, I would call them. But, good enough for me. So I'm happy with them. Just a Hemi orange paint. I don't know if it shows up orange or red on the camera. And, my father-in-law farms, and so I rebuilt a carburetor for him for his farm-all tractor and for a 300. And these are simple. I mean, there's hardly anything to those. I've done a few other carbs recently. I get to doing stuff like that and figured, well, I might as well do some of these also. So, got those done. And, waiting on the engine block, but that's okay. I'm very fortunate. I live in Indy, so there's some people in Indy that are just, first class, man. They really know what they're doing. They're the best of the best. And I'm really lucky. I've got a couple of them. One lives a mile away, one lives 2 miles away. They're really, I'm very lucky to even know them. And one of them's got my block right now. And it doesn't need a lot, but he's going to clean it up, put bearings in it, double check everything. So it's worth the wait to me. So I got that, got the rod bearings ready to go. Just they're gauged and set in 3/1000 clearance. We'll go over exactly what everything is when it comes time to assemble. I'll go over that with you. Got some other stuff ready to go. Heads, haven't even touched the heads. And there's a reason why. But one thing is, man, look at the wear on those for an 800-mile engine. And again, I haven't cleaned these up at all. I mean, I've just wiped them off. So it really was a low-mile engine. The main bearings I'm going to reuse those. They were fantastic. And you can tell, you can see the marks where they used their dial bore gauge to gauge them, and that was done right. You can see the witness marks of how they fit those and checked them. Connecting rods, I think they just threw them in and sent them and didn't check them. And there's 3 things you really want to check on a connecting rod, and they probably didn't check any of those 3. We'll go over that later, but we'll fix it. No harm, no foul. The best thing that happened to this engine is that cam failed. Because it failed on break-in. They didn't put the miles on it. They parked it because there's other things that were not done properly. The cam held up, they were driving the engine. Mainly this connecting rods would have been a disaster. There's other stuff. So the engine got lucky. Didn't hurt anything. Just lost the cam, had to send it off to get it cleaned. Typically what happens when you lose a camshaft. Fortunately for this engine, the camshaft went before the other things that would have. So, we'll go over some of that later. But the bearings have way excessive wear for having 800 miles. And they weren't fit. They just, like I said, they just threw them in there and they didn't check them. So that was a bullet dodged there. So whoever put this together, I'm not too sure knew what they were doing. Some things they did really well. Some things they didn't do well. We'll worry about the heads later. That's a whole nother story. Obviously, I'm not building this engine for me. So there's no one that owns this engine. This engine isn't being built for somebody. It's kind of an open-ended story. So that is why I'm not getting into the springs and all that in the heads yet, because that'll be determined by the end user at some point in time, right? If a guy wants a mild cam, springs, rockers, all that stuff is a package deal. Torque converter matched to the car, and we're putting together a short block. So because we have the components, we might as well just put those together. It's a 426 block. If you haven't, got the crank's ready to go. There's the old cam. I'll just save it for fun. But okay, so anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. Probably some of you are wondering, well, what are you doing with this thing? My intention right now is I'm probably just going to assemble this short block minus the camshaft won't be selected, an oil pan won't be selected, the pickup, and the oil pump. Okay, so the end user will need to determine what pan for what car, whether they want a high volume or high pressure pump, and the camshaft. And I would just like to do a short block. I'd like to keep the heads for myself, but everything's on the table. But the intention is just to put together a short block, and I'll keep the heads, the intake, and the valve covers. So if that's something you're interested in, keep that in the back of your mind. You'll get to see, number one, you'll get to see how your engine went together, which there's a lot of motors for sale right now, and who knows what you're getting. You get to see your components. You're seeing your Ross pistons, your scat rods. You're seeing what's going in there. You're going to see the bearings. You're going to see the clearances. You're going to know what you're getting, what bearings you're getting. You'll see the dial bore gauge. You'll see all that. So you would know what you're getting. You get to see the block. So anyway, that's probably where that's going. The other option is I put it together, put it on a stand. You know me. I got the bug again. I'll end up getting another car probably. But anyway, I'm just enjoying this. I enjoy working on these things. I enjoy with the engine. I'm in no hurry. So like I said, once that block gets here, everything here will get cleaned again. The pistons, rods, everything will be spotless when it's time to put it together. And then we'll see. If any of you are interested, very, very fair, affordable price for what you're getting. So anyway, okay, that's just food for thought. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I guess that turned out okay. But boy, I'm telling you, getting that stuff off was no fun. Okay, well, later.